Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome to the first episode of the Truth of the Week,
What's up, guys?
where me and M.I discuss trending topics and other situations that are happening. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Lil Tay situation. A couple days back, Lil Tay was in the headlines for apparently passing away. All the media outlets were reporting that the 14-year-old had passed away in a car accident alongside her brother. Instantly, this information went viral and it was spread all over the internet. And talks of Lil Tay has started once again. Most of you might remember Lil Tay from a few years back doing skits where she acts like a rapper and tries to flex on everybody she sees. Her internet career was active for about a year, but after that, she was exposed that she was just a little girl being controlled by her older brother. After this, Lil Tay disappeared for years, and no one heard from her again until they forgot all about her. Now recently, she's back in the headlines after all these media outlets were reporting that she had passed away. Not long after this, it was confirmed that none of this was true, and that Lil Tay and her brother were actually still alive. Even though the internet lost their minds as they thought this young girl had passed, it was discovered that, apparently, Lil Tay's Instagram account was hacked. And those hackers were the ones that made this post. This situation caught my attention because so many of you guys contacted me requesting that I look into the situation, and you guys were saying that Lil Tay was sacrificed. And I knew that this whole situation was fishy, so I didn't want to give it my attention.
Obviously, when I first heard about it, I thought it had something to do with her parents.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's the same thing I thought as well. Me, I didn't think her parents. I was thinking more the little brother. When I first saw the situation, I thought to myself, she must be trying to make a comeback, or her brother must have got a hold of her Instagram account and is trying to make a comeback, because if we remember, her brother was the one who was exposed to be the one running all of this and telling Lil Tay how to act, telling Lil Tay how to talk, how to dress. He was basically Lil Tay, just using her as a puppet, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And the parents were in on it.
Well, the mother was in on it. The dad, I believe, was the one who stopped it all. He was the one that interfered, because what happened in the situation was that Lil Tay was living with her mother and her brother, and her father had separated from the mom, so they were living separately. Lil Tay starts getting popular, and then it's discovered that the mom did play a role in it. She had let Lil Tay use some of her clients' vehicles because her mom was a real estate agent. She let Lil Tay film videos in her mother's clients' homes that she was supposed to be selling. So her mom was a real estate agent that worked with high-end clients that had these massive mansions and these luxury goods. And that's how Lil Tay would just walk around the whole entire home, you know, filming herself, acting like she claimed to be the biggest flexer. So you're right, the mom definitely had a part in all of this, but the father, he's the one that put an end to it all. So in this situation, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the mom and the brother and Lil Tay. What's being reported that's interesting is that the social media site where Lil Tay posted this came out and said that they did help Lil Tay get her password back, and apparently, supposedly, she was indeed hacked. Now, I don't believe that. I still think that could have been done by the brother. Like, they might have given the password to a person elsewhere just so that this story will be able to be validated. But in my opinion, I think that Lil Tay and her brother were definitely behind this. And I don't blame Lil Tay, because she's just a child, you know? She's a little girl. She's doing whatever her parents or her brother's telling her to do. Her brother's really the problem. My biggest concern with all of this was the way people were reacting, how quick misinformation can spread. You know, they posted this on her social accounts. Instantly, this spread, and everybody went with this narrative. No one backed up and checked. The police reported instantly that there was no accidents in that area with anybody with that name or anyone that had passed away. And people were still going with this narrative because, sadly, this is the age we live in. No one does research. No one looks into things for themselves, you know?
My daughter called me talking about, oh, Dad, Lil Tay died. I'm like, who? She was like, oh, the little girl that used to be flexing with all the money. I'm like, that's crazy. For a minute, I believed it. I ain't gonna lie. I thought she died, but then I found out it was all cap. It was just all a hoax. And I feel like it was just them doing that to get some clout back.
For sure, that's exactly what I'm saying. It has to be for the clout. But think about it. If people are willing to fake their own death for some clout, to act like they're no longer here to scare their family members and concern everybody that cares for this person just for some attention, that shows how sick our world truly is. You know, at the end of the day, Lil Tay like we said, she's just a little girl. She probably is gonna regret doing all of this when she's older. But the brother, he is truly the monster, and the mom is even worse because they saw an opportunity. They wanted a clout chase and wanted to be able to get to that level. And in order to do that, they chose to sell out their own daughter to get to that level, which is truly sad. That poor girl is not going to be able to have a normal life. You know, she's going to have to deal with all of this, and she's forever going to be known as this child who act like this reckless person, you know?
Yeah, but you know, that's the world we living in right now. The mother don't feel no type of way that she's making her daughter with this image for the rest of her life from a young kid. So, you know, it's sad, but it is what it is. She's probably down with it now too.
I see your point, but I still feel like it's the mother, you know, sacrificing the daughter to an extent, because if you think about it, this girl wouldn't be doing that if she had the proper guidance. You know, if she had a mom and a dad, like, you wouldn't let your daughter act like that.
I'm not putting my kids to do anything for my own gain. You know what I mean? So that's what this was all about.
That's exactly my point. You wouldn't let your daughter do that. So we can't really blame Lil Tay, because most kids do anything they're told, and most kids will do anything to appear cool. In Lil Tay's mind, she was appearing cool, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, at one point, Lil Tay was everywhere, right? We seen her on World Star. We seen her everywhere we look. Then all of a sudden, she dies out. She goes missing. Nobody ever hears from her again. Now, boom, Lil Tay passes away. The world is going crazy. Social media is going crazy. Say Cheese is posting it. All these platforms are posting it. All it did was give her back that buzz that she probably, in my eyes, she was probably missing it. She wants to get it back. So they probably all sat down together and was like, you know what? Let's fake your death here and let's see how it goes.
I can agree with that, but that's the thing. Like, even now, Lil Tay is 14 or 13 years old. Back then, she was 9 years old. So, you know, she's a little child. She's a child. So she's going to do, even if, of course, she's going to find this as, oh, this is awesome, this is great. But we have to think about it. Is she still going to feel that way when she's 20 years old, 21, and she's looking back like, oh my God, I was a clown. Everyone was not laughing with me. They were laughing at me, you know?
That's for sure, man. When she gets older, she's going to realize, you know what's the thing, though? Maybe she would realize, or maybe she would end up like that little girl, Bad Baby or something like that. Catch Me Outside, how about that, girl? But once that little bit of fame came at her at such a young age, she got addicted to it. And till this day, she's still going with the flow.
I agree there. But like at that point, that's what I'm trying to say, though. It's like what we saw with like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was put in this industry and he had to deal with a bunch of inappropriate things, and he was misguided as a child, and all these adults around him took advantage of him. But eventually, you know, Justin Bieber grew up and he decided to still stay in the industry. So I get your point. But like I said, it's just the way I see it is the mother chose to sacrifice her daughter. The brother, not so much, because he's just the brother. He's still messed up. He plays a role. But the mother is the one that's the one's responsible. She's the one that should have known better. But like, you know, we know when people are desperate for money and desperate for fame, they're willing to do anything.
Yeah. 100% the mother. 100% I agree.
Exactly. And sadly, that's what I feel happened to Lil Tay. She's just another soul that was given to the industry, and unfortunately, she's going to have to grow up in this way.
Yes, including sacrificing their own kids.
Well, that's it for this video, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Me and M.i are going to be trying to give you at least 2 to 3 episodes a week. We're going to try to be consistent. I really appreciate all of you guys for showing up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.